So good evening.
Yeah, very good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. And what's about you?
I'm also quite well. Thank you so much for asking. How is it going on? How is day or
Yes.
family?
Yeah, my day is running very well. And so, as we are connecting first time, so can you introduce yourself?
Of course, this is a well done opportunity for me that I'm going to introduce before you. So this is Ali. I belong to Uttar Pradesh. When it comes to my profession, I'm working as an accountant. Apart from this, I'm graduate person. I did PG. As far as my hobbies is concerned, so I love to talk some co-learners and YouTuber with the view to enhance my communication skill. Yeah, this is all about me in short. Yeah.
Okay, so introduce myself now.
Yeah, sure. I would like to listen to you as well.
Okay, so my name is Sunidhi Kumari. I am from Jharkhand. As I'm studying class 9, I have 5 members in my family and I have 3 siblings, one me and two of my brothers. And my hobby is to learn this language and to read some books. That's all about me.
That's good. Really, I'm delighted to hear you. So you are in ninth standard, right?
Yeah, now I'm in
Okay.
class 9.
Okay, so I want to know about your English journey because now you are a student of ninth class and you are speaking well. So when did you start learning English language and are you a student of CBSE board?
Yeah, I'm a student of CBSE board only.
Hmm. So when did you start
That's your board.
speaking English because you were getting atmosphere of English at your school from your childhood. So did you start talking from school or did you start talking at your home?
Yeah, so for talking about myself, I started at my home only and I have not learned from my school. So even though I have not going to the institution or extra classes for doing for learning the English language, I have only
Hmm.
learned at my home. And for learning this language, my parents has been motivated me for learn this
Hmm.
language because when I was class 7 at that time I was facing a lots of problem. Even though I was not
Hmm.
knowing to form the also a lots of problem I was facing, so that's why I was disliking the English subject also, because even though
Okay.
I'm not knowing to form the now, even though I'm not knowing to form the sentence, then how I could be love this language. So as
Right.
I was disliking that subject, and I can
Hmm.
see that from that time, my parents say to me that if you know the English language very well, you will not
Hmm.
going to be facing lots of difficulties in your future life. So that's why
Hmm.
started to learn English from that time. But
Hmm.
I was learning this was like I started firstly the grammar portion, because as I think that
Hmm.
grammar is the backbone of the English language. We will know the basic part of the grammar also. Then we can
Hmm.
easily form the sentence, can easily speak this language. So that's why I
Right.
also learned the basic grammar firstly. After learning the basic part of the grammar, I go to the forming the little sentences like how are you, what's your name, and after that I
Hmm.
started to make introduction, how can give my introduction, how can give my daily routine. Like this type of activity I was doing at my home. My brother, who is also small, he was also speaking English language, he was knowing. So that's why I was
Hmm.
practicing him at home only. And at that time only I was doing the video call conversation like this, but I was fearing a lot, I was not knowing to speak. So
Hmm.
I just left in that time only. And before four to
Hmm.
five months I've joined the Skype application for learning this language, because now I have understood the importance of English language. It become
Hmm.
very important in language nowadays. It has become a common language also. If we know the
Hmm.
English language very well, then we will not face a lots of difficulties in our life also. And mostly other people, they give more respect to English language. So I just think that I should learn the English
Hmm.
language. And before 4 to 5 months I've joined my Skype application and I'm doing the practicing. In this I'm also not getting a lots of time to speak this language, because as I'm a
Right.
student also, so that's getting a lots of time. Whenever I
Hmm.
get a time, I used to speak this language, I used to practice. Like this my journey has been ended.
That's great. Really, I'm glad to hear to you. So I want to know since when did you start learning this language? Because you already mentioned about you didn't start from your school, you started from your house. So that means already you are getting atmosphere of English language at your home, right? So in which age did you start? And I want to know one more thing. Mostly when you talk to your siblings, your parents, what language do you use? Do you use your native language or do you always use English language?
Yeah, so when I talk about my parents or my siblings, I used to speak almost like English language only. and
Hmm.
sometimes I used to speak in my native language. But mostly I can
Okay.
say that I with English language only, I speak in English language. And
Hmm.
when I talk about my English journey, I was started from the class 7. I started to learn
Okay.
from class 7, but I am started to speak this language before 4 to 5 months.
Hmm. Okay. I came to I can understand about it. Before 2 years, just you have started learning this language, but recently, last 5 months ago, you started enforcing your communication skill. You started interacting many people via video call. Okay. So what
Yes.
about your friend circle? What about your friend circle when you go to the school, when you talk to your friends, and when you come to your village and around of your neighbors? If I talk about the neighbors, so what language do you prefer to talk with your neighbors and your friends in a school?
So I used to prefer to speak only in my native language because they think that if I will speak then my English language in front of them, they will think it is a very you will be considered as a superior. So that's why I don't
Hmm.
use to speak language in front of my neighbors or in front of my friends. And so I
Hmm.
used to speak language only. And in the schools, talking about in the schools, I used to speak in the English language only because there is a strict rule that we have to speak in English language. So that's why in the school we speak in English language.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. So I
So
want to
I
know one
also want
more thing. If you want to ask any questions, so you can ask me. Yeah. Go
to
ahead.
my first question to you that what's your journey about the English language? From when did you study to learn and what's were the problem that you were facing at the time?
Hmm. If I talk about my communication skills, so I have been working on my communication from a long time. It's been 2 years. When I started, I was not able to speak a single word. At that point of time, I started with the grammar. So I started watching a lot of videos related to grammar. Then I moved from grammar part to audio part because initially stage I came to know about few application that was related to audio calls. So I started talking uh, some co-learners with the help of the audio based applications. Then I move on Skype application as well. So really when I started at that point of time, I was not able to speak a single sentence. When I started, I was not aware of more grammar as well. But after all, I flourished my grammar. Then I started working on audio call. Then I started working and facing the person. Now I am able to convey my message. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very fantastic. Your journey was really great. And as I think
Hmm.
that you are speaking frequently now English language, and you should, as I think that you have reached that point that you should have to be reached.
Sure, I'm thinking about to reach my level what I want and to fulfillment all are the things, implementing all are the things. I am doing many things to implement and get to good knowledge of English language. So basically, I want to know from your side because I have heard many times about it. If you want to improve your communication skills, so you have to read, write, and listen and speak. But what about you? What are the strategies are you following? Are you following all are the things? Just I want to
Yeah,
know.
about myself that when I started to learn this language at that time for 2 years, when I started to learn at that time, I was doing like this activity LSRW. I was also following these tips only to learn this language because we can say that if we are learning something, then we should start it from the base. So that's why I started to learn. I was started to follow the LSRW only, and after that nowadays I
Hmm.
can say like I'm not this tip. I'm only practicing how I can do the practice regular basis, like this type of things I'm doing. And talking
Hmm.
about the people, one who is a beginner one or one who want to learn this language, they should start from the first stage that they should know the grammar first. Because if they will know
Hmm.
the basic part of the grammar only, then they can easily form the sentence through which they can easily speak. So they should know the
Hmm.
basic part of the grammar. After learning the basic part of the grammar, they can easily jump on the practice part and they can
Hmm.
do the practice whatever they are knowing. They should express those things first time. The people will laugh on them, then
Hmm.
and after that they will not laugh, because if they will speak very well English language, then how the people will laugh? First time they are
Hmm.
knowing the English, strong English, whatever they are knowing, they should express those things only. Because if you
Hmm.
are practicing lots of things, like we can also say that just see the videos before 10 days and just see the our videos before after 10 days, we can see
Hmm.
a large difference between them. We have improved a lots of things. So that's why
Right.
practice is necessary to us. If we are practicing, then we should do the practice on the regular basis. It is not
Right.
not like that we have to speak 2 to 3 hours daily, but we can
Hmm.
say that just 15 to 20 minutes, but just give
Hmm.
daily, because if you speak regular, then you can
Hmm.
find a good result in yourself. So that's why I was
Right.
also doing the regular practice. At the time I
Hmm.
was doing the, I was also following the tips like LSRW, that somebody they were telling to me though, then I was listening it carefully what they are
Hmm.
telling. At the time my parents were also telling me some stories in English language, so I was listening those things. After listening those things, I go to the in front of mirror or in the front of camera, I just go and whatever I have listened I was speaking those things in front of
Hmm.
mirror camera. Mostly other people they are scaring, they are fearing in speaking in front of mirror or camera. They think that,
Right.
that I'm only comfortable in the audio call, but I just
Hmm.
think that they face the camera. If they will face the camera, they can easily overcome of the fear, they can easily speak, and they can also speak in the public. So that's
Hmm.
why speaking in the front of mirror camera is very necessary to us. I was also doing like that type things. And after that I jump on the reading part, whatever I just get the newspaper magazine. Usually I used to get the books only. So that's why
Hmm.
when I was reading some books at the time, I can say like that when I was reading also, then I can find a lots of vocabulary that I was not knowing. So I can go to the social media through which I can get the meaning of that, through which I can also
Hmm.
learn. So reading is also important to us. If we are reading, then we can also improve our speaking part. So as I think that
Hmm.
reading is also important. And after that, we can say writing. Like whatever we have listened, whatever we have speak, or whatever we have read, if we write those things on in our copy, then more idea, more vocabulary, more good sentences will come. That what I have to write, what I should
Hmm.
write. And also like
Hmm.
this, the people improve easily their English power. And the most important part is that you should have to practice most, because if you will
Right.
practice more, then you can find a good result in yourself. It is
Hmm.
like a practicing at your home. It is like if you are not also giving the time in this, so it is
Hmm.
okay, but you have to practice daily. Practice is very important to us. So like this, if the people will follow like this tip, then they can easily improve their English power.
Absolutely all right. Consistency is very important. I believe that whenever earlier I was doing hard work, I was talking a lot, I was consistent. But recently I skipped few days, so I realized myself I am losing my confidence. I am losing some words and sentences while speaking. So the thing is
So
that when we practice a lot, it could be 20 minutes or 30 minutes, it's okay, but we shouldn't leave it, we shouldn't skip a single day. As much as we are going to speak, as much as we will be fluent, but if we are going to skip a day, it would not good for our journey. So if someone is going to pay 1 hour, 2 hour, or 3 hours, it's good. But if someone is going to skip day, this is not good. We should go for learning communication skill, we should go for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but at least we have to go once at a day. So it would be better. And whatever you have told about the LSRW, so all are things very important, very 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 important, because some every pillar have some authentic strongness. Something, if you are going to write something, you will get some different kinds of ideas and vocabulary. If you are going to listen something, you are going to get different types of ideas and new vocabularies. So everything have some advantage and disadvantage. So if I talk about English journey, so in English journey, if you are going to follow all are the pillars of English language, so sure we are going to learn a lot of things in sort of time. We are going to enjoy this journey, being English learner. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I want to ask one more question to you, and it is the last question for from my side. That what do you think about the English language? It is important, and what do you think that why it is important?
Mm. First of all, I always think about this is very necessary and important language. It is vital language not only for the job purpose, because of many reason. Because when we go out, there are many reasons to use this language. When we go out, first of all, if I talk about the India has many states and many native languages. So if you go from one state to another state, at that point of time, we are able to convey our thoughts and messages with the help of the English language. Because I think we are not able to speak all other languages of India. So at least English is a language that can be possible to deliver our content if we want to deliver anything. So we can deliver our content in India, but also if we go from India to another country at that point of time, for the initial stage you are able to convey your message in this language. Instead of this, most of the job seekers, they want to get a job, and for getting a job, communication is the base point of getting any job. So at that point of time, English play a very vital role to get a job. At that point of time, we most of time will go through the interview, or interview could be possible for in English language. So when we go for job at that point of time, it would be possible to get good response from interviewer. The second thing, lot of preparation and lot of exams will happen by in English language. So when we go to appear in the examination, at that point of time, if we have a strong grammar and a strong English, so we are able to understand the right sense of the questions, and we can write the right answer of the questions. So in this sense also it is very important. Instead of this, English, like a global language, already we know that it is globally used. It is professional language, already we know that professionally we have to know about this language. When we work at the office, we have to write emails, we have to appoint some clients, and write down some quotes in English language. So there are various things we cannot encounter in a few seconds. So there are many things we have to we have to know about English language. We have to finish by using the English language. So that is the reason I accept it. English is very important in this era. And if we go, if we talk, and if we make our sense, where is English? So English is available everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's very fantastic. You have told all the things, as I also wanted to tell that English is very important to us, as we want to connect to the peoples like the foreigner peoples, because they
Hmm.
are speaking their native language and we are also speaking our native language. So we're not able to
Hmm.
understand things, we're not able to communicate each other. And people, they
Hmm.
are not only enough, or they are not only limited living in one state. They also wanted to explore their life by visiting some places. So if
Hmm.
the people want to visit, then English plays an important role. So if they will
Right.
know the English, they can communicate with other peoples, and they will also not face a lots of difficulties to speak this
Hmm.
language. And
Hmm.
the other thing I can say like that, at the international level, all the universities presentation or interview, they are giving through the English language only. All
Right.
the things they are happening nowadays in our world, they are
In
through the
English
English
language.
language only. As we can
Hmm.
also say, we want a good job or a higher job, then English plays a very important. So we can
Right.
conclude at last that for doing anything, English plays an important role.
Absolutely all right. Absolutely all right. Yeah.
Yeah, so as I want to tell that now shall we end up session because the time is going to vary.
Sure, sure. We can wrap up our conversation, and we will meet soon. And I hope that I want to say something about your English, if you don't mind. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
speaking very rapidly, very fast, and very rapidly. So, didn't you think about to, take the pause and control on your pace? Because you are speaking very well, no doubt. But sometimes when you are going to speak with front of any beginner or intermediate level, so sometimes they are not able to understand the things. So,
Yeah, so as I think that if I'm doing some mistake in myself, then I should make it correction. So that's why from today I will make my correction that what I have to do. So like this, I will speak in my, yeah, what I can say like that, I speak in a good
you
way only.
Yeah, you are speaking well, there is no doubt. But if you take little pause, if you take little, if you are able to control your pace, so you are able to convey your thoughts in right way, because you are getting enough response from your mind. You are getting enough vocabulary, structure, everything. But because of the rapidly you are speaking very rapidly. It's if you take little pause, your English will so little more flourish. You looks like a native speaker. Okay, so it was really a wonderful session with you. So see you again, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much.